Be delusional. Why everybody is so afraid to be delusional? It's like you guys jump into the manifestation community, you're all pumped up, I can get whatever I want, and then you stop, you freeze, you froze from fear, and you go like, but what if I'm delusional? I'm gonna lose my mind. So what? You actually won't. You're actually gonna get what you want. So come on, manifestation is not, conscious manifestation is not for the faint of heart. Be a little bit delusional and have fun with your journey. You want to know more? Just keep on watching. Hello everyone, my name is Neyah, and on this channel we talk everything about manifestation, esotericism, and so much more. Patreon, we do make extra videos and podcasts to join the community, and on neyyahdimension.com you can head on to all my services and coaching. Let's get to the video now. Okay, you guys, so let's talk about being delusional, because I feel this is a great fear that I personally had. You probably have been through it. And so let's talk about it, really. First of all, let's talk about it on a logical perspective, or at least that's my logic when it comes down to delusional. And then let's talk about the fun part of how fun it is to be delusional and then seeing your reality unfolding and actually getting what you want. And by the way, after you watch this video, you can totally go ahead on my channel, subscribe, but watch another video that is called How to Manifest the Impossible, where I talk about Steve Jobs' alternative field of reality and his life and this technique, because they're very similar to delusionment. It's a whole video, but I think it's still legit. So let's talk about the logical sense of delusionment for a second. Many people, I believe, and I've been saying this a lot, they have been taught that, oh, well, if you think about the worst case scenario, somehow, some way, you are more grounded. If you think about the best case scenario in whatever situation you're dealing with, you are delusional, you're naive. But that's only society has taught you that, because society in some way, and I think we all can comment down below, let me know, but unless your family was already into manifestation, I think we all have been there with this belief system that you always have to have a plan B. What if things go wrong? Like always expecting the negative, the worst case scenario in everything. Like I see videos, I see like this belief system being backed up into so many things in life that is crazy. Now that doesn't mean that life doesn't have up and down, doesn't have a little bit of failures here and there, but the idea that you have to have a plan B has always irritated me, because if I know that my desire is done, I don't want to have a plan B. Screw plan B. I never had a plan B in my life. I never planned ahead of 5 times or 10 years from now. I always had in mind my wish fulfilled, and my wish fulfilled was to generate money. I didn't even want to be a millionaire, even though I ended up being rich, but I always wanted to generate money just by being myself. I wanted to talk, teach, and be an entertainer. That was my bigger goal, and I did it. I did it in multiple ways. I did had a little failures here and there, but I never had a plan B. Like that didn't even existed, because I was so delusional that it didn't matter how or when. I knew somehow, some way that I was going to become who I claimed to be, because that was my first assumption since I was a kid. I always entertained people, always taught people, always talked a lot. I've always been like this. And so for me, it's like, why do I have to have a plan B? And just the thought of having a plan B always made me cry, made me suffocating. And that felt much more to me like a failure than failing here and there in small projects that led me to where I am now. You guys know this is my second YouTube channel. Not that my first YouTube channel was a failure, but at some point it didn't give me the satisfaction and neither the money that I wanted. And so I had the bravery to accept that as a mini failure and to move forward and create this new one. Or when I was in the music industry, at some point it plateaued and I just decided to be on YouTube, and then second channel, and get God knows what is going to happen next, but it doesn't really matter. You don't have to have a plan B. You have to have your wish fulfilled in mind. And obviously this takes a little bit of delusionment, but yet again, if we really want to dive deeper into manifestation and we really want to buy the pearl of great price, like Neville would say, and believe therefore in manifestation. So if we're believing in manifestation, I go logically, right? So we believe that our thoughts create our reality. We kind of believe in Neville Goddard, and we do believe because we saw success stories, we have manifested a few things in our lives, so we're on that train of thought, right? And we believe that creation is finished because even the Bible says so, and we believe that it's because of quantum physics that there is possibilities in the quantum world of realities in the way that you want to. So creation is finished, it's done, my wish fulfilled, it's done. Then why would I have a plan B? It just doesn't make any sense. But society obviously will tell you that this is an unhealthy teaching, that you should always prepare for the worst and you will never know. But in my opinion, because expectations, because of the law of expectancy, assumptions, expectations create reality, somehow, some way, if in the back of your mind you're always preparing for a plan B, but like a solid plan B, it has to happen, it has to manifest. So logically, why in the world, like, it's like the Schrödinger cat. I'm trying to be as straightforward in my thoughts as possible, but it's like, if you have ever heard of quantum physics, there is a thought experiment that is called the Schrödinger cat. Super simple. In short terms, there is a cat in a box with poison. Unless you open the box, you don't know whether the cat is dead or alive. So until you open the box, the possibility that the fact that the cat is dead or alive, these two realities live at the same time. Same for anything else. Like, let's say that you have met someone that you really like and you think they like you back, but they didn't call you. The possibility that they will call you and the possibility that they won't call you when they didn't call you yet exist at the same time. So what does collapse reality? Your belief. At the end of the day, like, are you going to expect that this person is going to call you and assume it and be positive about it, or are you going to prepare for plan B and the person is not going to call you? I think sometimes it happens that you have bad expectations and then reality surprises you, but it's just a minority. Like, those are exceptions and you cannot make a rule out of exceptions. However, if you assume the positive, it doesn't matter how false or true it is in the present moment, it's going to turn out real and your assumption is going to become true, and that is a fact. Like, many people have tried it and many people have consistently had results with the law. So yet again, you're delusional anyway. You're delusional, right? When you don't know the future, when you are expecting the worst, you are still delusional, but you're delusional in a negative way. When you don't know the future and you're delusional in a positive way, you're still delusional, but you're delusional in a positive way. And I always think, because it's the same thing at the end of the day, why do I have to accept that society tells me that if I expect the worst, I'm grounded? Screw it, I don't want to be grounded. Not that much. I mean, that doesn't mean that I have to go out and spend all my savings or things like that. But if I have to just imagine, this situation can be positive or can be negative, and I am choosing to think negatively because someone told me that this is being grounded, I don't accept that. I will never accept that. And to me, both assumptions are being delusional. So I am going to assume that everything is going to turn my way. First, because it makes me feel better. Second, because I know the law. And third, because it just already pisses me off that society has to determine the way I have to think. So I won't do it anyway. I believe a little bit in astrology. It's like Moon in Aquarius. I guess we are like this. But again, maybe astrology is not real. Anyway. So that's the first reason why you should be delusional, because it doesn't really matter, at least to be delusional about something positive if you have to be. Second, I really do believe that when you allow yourself to be delusional and you just assume, you have the courage to assume that indeed you're gonna get what you want, and you fantasize about it, you imagine it, you visualize it. Your brain, your subconscious mind doesn't understand whether or not this is happening happening for real, and your sense of expectations, your faith, your affirmations, your assumptions, call it however you want, whatever it is that you're doing that is saturating your mind, because that's all that is to it at the end of the day, this little bit of sense of naivete and delusionment is going to get what you want faster. I see this happening even when people don't know how to manifest consciously. I have a friend of mine that he knows about manifestation, but he doesn't apply, he doesn't care. And he's like one of those kind of people, like he's a guy that is always positive. Like, you know, those kind of people that doesn't matter what they're going through, they always say, oh, I see a solution. Oh, everything is gonna be fine. They laugh even about negative circumstances. They are unbothered, they are chilled. You know, some people are just like that. They're wired in that way for whatever reason. This guy, like all the time, because he's always expecting the best, he's always having an optimistic point of view. Even during challenges, he always ends up with money. He always ends up with what he wants. He always ends up in vacation that he always wanted. If he has a problem with finding the money for going to vacation, somehow, some way, somebody pays it for him, or he gets invited in a beautiful place. It's like somehow, some way, things always turns out good for him. Why? Because he's being delusional according to society. He's always expecting the best and not the worst. He's unbothered by circumstances. He doesn't accept what other people say. He's like, nah, I know things are gonna be right. And I know we all have a friends like this. Like, comment down below, do you have a friend like this as well, or someone that you know? I think in a group of friends, we all have that kind of person that doesn't even know about manifestation, but somehow, some way, they always get what they want because of this mindset. So that's the same thing. If you have a friend like that, just look at their life and apply it to yourself. Be a little bit more naive, be a little bit more delusional. Because again, nobody really knows the future unless they're super talented psychic. And even there, if they are talented psychic, they will tell you about the quantum field, and they will tell you that everything can change according to your thoughts. So yeah, so we're talking about the same thing no matter what. So because nobody can 100% know what reality you're collapsing, doesn't it feel better to be delusional? Because it feels better to expect the best. It feels better to imagine the best case scenario. Just think about that. Every single time you have the fear, I'm gonna lose my mind, I'm gonna lose my mind, this maybe is never gonna happen. Just think about this. Yeah, maybe it's not gonna happen, but in the present moment, what makes me feel better? Thinking negatively or thinking positive about the situation? And go ahead and do what makes you feel better. So be a little bit delusional in that sense, and you'll see if you just practice this, that one day at a time, how much manifestation will become fun, easier, and effortless. I promise you guys. Comment down below and let me know your stories. I hope you enjoyed my point of view on delusionment. Go on my website, neyyahdimension.com, for my services, Patreon for extra videos, and yeah, let's see each other very soon on this channel as well. Love you guys. Bye.